Assalamu alaikum. This is a short video on my life question bank. Thank you for downloading this template. The reason for creating this template was whenever I used to read a blog or listen to a video, I used to get many questions. And I just ignore and continue reading or listen to the video. At the end, I forget those questions. After some days, when those questions needs to be answered, I had to think about them. I had to force my mind, think of those questions and write them down. This was because I was not using a digital medium to capture those questions. I think you too might be experiencing the same. When you are cooking or doing some other work, any questions pop up in your mind and you just think of them and simply move on. Questions pile up in your mind and as a result, your brain starts to create anxiety. Confusion and chaos come in your head and fear of the unknown answers overtake you. I was thinking of a solution whereby the moment I get questions when reading a blog or listening to a video, immediately capture down those questions and continue reading or listening. I was thinking of a system as simple and easier. That is why I created this template. I have been using this template for a long period. This is very helpful to me. More on why this template. Just open and read why I have created this template. If I reread all this video will get lengthier. I just want to keep this video short. Before I proceed, I would suggest if you don't have Notion account, create a Notion account because without Notion account, you won't get this template. After creating Notion account, you come back to this page. On top right, you could see a duplicate button. Just click this button and this template will be added to your account. I have already added the template to my account. Just switching back to my account. I will just explain how to use this template. See, these are the views, 5 views, pillar views. And see, I am taking this pillar view first. When you are reading a blog, say for example, you are reading this blog 10 easy halal ways to earn money. When you read this blog, many questions come to your mind. Say for example, you read this tools needed lemon squeezy gumroad. When you read this, you would be thinking, what is this lemon squeezy gumroad? I don't know. You just think like this and move on. Later you forget the question. What I ask you to do is pause reading the blog, open your question bank template. Here, this blog 10 halal ways is related to money. So this falls under wealth pillar. Open this. So you write down the question here. What is gumroad? You need to start the research immediately. After noting down the question, you can go back to your blog and continue reading. Once you finish the reading, because when you are reading the blog, you will be getting more questions and you can capture down all the questions like this in your page. So you note down all the questions and after finish reading the blog, you start your research process. You can go to YouTube or you can read a blog. So after you have finished your research and found the answer, you would have understood the answer in your own perspective. So just write in short here. Here the answer. Here you just write in short what you understood about gumroad. Gumroad is a digital digital products selling platform. When you write in short like this, whenever in future you think about this question, you just open and say, Gumroad is a digital product selling platform. A short answer will give you a clue about Gumroad. Next is the status. This status comes under three options: unsolved, solved, and doubtful. If you have not started your research process, you have to mention here as unsolved. You are doing your research, but you are not satisfied with the answer. Still, you have some doubts. Then you can mention here as doubtful. Once you have finished your research completely and you are satisfied with your answer, you can mention solved here. This question falls under wealth pillar, so you have to mention whatever the question falls under the pillar, you have to mention the pillar name here. Next is the answer URL. I watched this video to know the answer for Gumroad. So you just copy and paste the URL here. If you are reading a blog, you can copy paste the blog link here. Next is the content type. If you are reading a blog, you mention here as blog, or if you have watched a video, mention here as video, or either podcast. You can mention all. If you have used all these three mediums to know the answer, you can mention all. Here I watched the video to know the answer, so I am mentioning here as video. Next is the learned from. You have to mention here the name of the person who helped you to find the answer with. The source name you have to mention here. This video, and it is Arelius video, so I mentioned here his name here. In case you are reading my blog, you can mention my name here. Area, you have to mention here the area money. So this blog falls under money. Next is the solved on date. When you have completely finished your research and found the answer for the question, mention the date there. You can add more properties here. Even you can add a comment here. That's all here. I'm just next moving on to. See, these are the 5 pillar view, area view, status view, calendar, and the learn from views. I have divided life under these 5 pillars. Next, I'm moving to this pillar view, and I just want to say about the pillar view. This pillar view will help you to know how much you are interested in one pillar and not focusing your attention on the other pillar. If you have more questions in one pillar and very less questions in other pillar, this will help you to know that you are not focusing on other pillars of your life. So this will help you to focus on other pillars of life too. Next is the area view. This area view will help you to know the knowledge gap you have in your life. This will even help you to discover your passions. If you have more questions in one area, that means you are more passionate about one area. You can add your questions here under area wise. You can add the questions here and you can fill this database later on. Next is the status view. This status view will help you to find out how much you value life. If you have more unsolved questions, means you are not putting effort to find the answers for the questions. So this status view help you to focus more in finding the answers for the questions that you get everyday life. Next is the calendar view. This calendar view will help you to evaluate yourself that how much knowledge you are gaining every month. So in Jan month, you have found answers for many questions. So you can compare each month with the previous one and you will know how much knowledge you are gaining and how much you are improving in your life. Finally is the learn from view. This learn from view is about the teachers who helped you to find most to get the answers. If a person, whether he or she has helped you more in finding the answers for your questions, you can use that person for your future reference. So this is all about these views, about these 5 different views. Open this. Here I have clearly explained about the 5 database views and about the properties too. So open and read. So this template is a very simple and easy one. Whenever you get questions while cooking or doing some other work, you need not to run to take your laptop and capture the question. You can capture the questions in a mobile itself. This Notion app is, you can use the Notion app in mobile. You can open this question bank template and immediately you can capture down the questions. And later, whenever you are free, you can do your research. So start using this template. This is a very powerful tool and it can make a lot of difference in our life. Once you start using this template, really you will find it very helpful in your life. So you just give me your feedback after you have started using and let me know in feedback how did you feel, inshallah.